Welcome back to Forge College. In our last lesson, Foundations of Delegated Access Control, we built some bulletproof on-chain security. But all that battle-tested code won't save you from the reality of a solo developer blindly pushing code to mainnet at 3 in the morning. When a live deployment breaks and you lack a system, fixing it turns into a panicked guessing game. You are left scrambling to figure out which version of the code is actually live and who authorized it in the first place. Automated tests are fantastic for proving your code functions in a vacuum. Getting that code out of the vacuum and onto the blockchain requires its own machinery to ensure the act of releasing it is totally predictable. That machinery is a deployment workflow. It is a repeatable, auditable sequence of steps moving compiled code through isolated environments to eliminate release day surprises. To manage this risk, we divide the deployment journey into 3 strict environmental gates. Each gate acts as a safety net. The first gate is development. This is your sandbox, fast, messy, and reliant on local network nodes and disposable, ephemeral keys. Next is staging. This is the dress rehearsal. For it to actually work, its configuration must perfectly mirror the final production environment, using realistic data and settings. Inside staging, we use a dry run flag. This allows the script to rehearse every step and check for errors without spending gas or sending actual on-chain transactions. This comparison table shows how these environments stack up. Notice how the network types and signer methods shift from quick and temporary in development to highly restricted in production, requiring immutable release tags, secure hardware wallets, and explicit manual sign-offs. Establishing these distinct gates guarantees one critical thing. The exact compiled binary that passed the staging dry run is the identical piece of code that lands on mainnet. To navigate these gates, you need a rigid traffic cop enforcing the rules. That is your deployment script. The script weeds environment variables, flags like deploy network and dry run, to define its operating boundaries. This flowchart illustrates how the script ingests these variables to verify the target environment, preventing execution on any network that wasn't specifically intended. Once the environment is locked in, the script pulls the exact version-controlled artifact that passed your testing suite. It then pairs that specific code with the correct signing key for the chosen environment. The most critical action this script takes actually happens after the deploy. It writes the deployment manifest. This document is the ultimate receipt for your deployment. As you can see in this JSON layout, it captures the network name, the exact artifact version, the newly deployed contract address, and the precise timestamp. This manifest creates a permanent, non-repudiable audit trail. Your team never has to guess what was deployed, where it lives, or when it went live. Even with rigid gates and perfect manifests, production errors can occur. You still need an immediate rollback strategy. A proper Web3 rollback is a calm execution of pre-planned intent. You are never frantically rewriting smart contract code on the fly. Instead, you trigger a specific operational switch. If you use a central registry, you update it to point back to a previous contract address. Or you might simply toggle a deprecation flag. Just like the initial deployment, every rollback must generate its own audit record. This log captures the operator's identity and their specific justification for reversing the change. By mandating strict environments, immutable manifests, and planned rollbacks, you strip the terror out of software releases. Deployments transform into boring, entirely predictable routines. That wraps up this lesson on workflows, part of the project testing and deployment course. On behalf of Forge College, thanks for watching. To explore more about seamless deployments and other Web3 subjects, visit forge.college.